guys, and welcome to another movie review. Before I get into this, I just want to say something really quick, and that is, I don't really have a set list necessarily of movies that I want to review. There's ones that I do. There's ones that I'm just like, oh, I just happen to come across and it looks really cool. So everything is open game. No genre is going to be left out. Although some genres I am going to heavily pick over the other, and that's just because they're just stuff that feels more comfortable to me. This one, however, was one that gotta be honest, I was not expecting to like, and that is Pitch Perfect. And I gotta tell you, if the second movie is near half as funny as this movie, I will plan on watching this. When it gets to one of our cheaper theaters here in New York, there's a theater about 15 minutes from here that shows movies that have been out in theaters for about 2 or 3 months at like $2 a show, and it's ridiculously cheap. Um, However, that doesn't mean it's a bad movie. And the movie is, of course, I'm talking about Pitch Perfect. Pitch Perfect, starring Anna Kendrick and her acapella group, her college acapella group, and their quest to be the best. I guess would be the phrasing I'm using. The quest to be the best singers minus musicians possible to be the best, to be the absolute best. However, then they got competition along the way. They got a rival group that are they're young, they're fresh, they have a lot of talent, and they're very good. However, with Anna Kendrick and her band of misfits, they tend to just stick to the same old script. And without giving too much away, I'm just gonna say like she starts questioning that as the movie goes on. There's a love interest in there, which I'm very glad they did not fully heavily rely on. Otherwise, this would have been a complete waste. But the star of this movie was the singing, and I gotta say, I was very impressed with that. I didn't expect to enjoy it nearly as much as I thought I did. I thought it was gonna be bored, and it was gonna be all chick songs, and it was gonna be extremely boring. But no, it was actually the singing was really good. The song pieces, once they got a little bit more outside of their routine, the songs were really cool. I love the variation between genre music, um, and just basically like acapella itself. Really, I've never really thought too much about it, and I think that's because of watching The Office. If you're not familiar with the show, there's a character on it who's a part of an acapella group, and I don't find him to be that good of a singer. But this definitely changed my opinion of acapella as well as how it's performed, and what kind, basically the music that you can use to mesh together. Well, obviously it happens with today, and people will mix rap and they'll mix rock, and then the same thing with with country and hip hop. But I never really thought of it like this, and I was very pleasantly surprised. Um, Story itself, without giving too much away, it's your tournament setup. Um, they want to be the best. However, Anna Kendrick and her closest friends are like, this routine we're doing is very old and it's very dated. It's not going to get us to number one, and it becomes very apparent about that. They did a very good job of making that known, and not like, oh, well, you never know. They stick to the script and people love them. No, it's made very clear that the way they're doing things is not working. So I love that inner team turmoil between the veteran captain and Anna Kendrick's character. The love story between um, Anna and the movie and the guy, and for some reason his name's escaping me. Um, it was done really tastefully. It wasn't like so over the top, and it wasn't extremely cheesy. I thought it was, for having that in there for what it was. I felt it was really. I felt it was nice. The movie needed something else to keep it going, and it was interesting to see how those two were going to end up resolving their differences. Um, I, but in summary, the movie is about growing up. It's about changing being the key thing. The comedy in this was it was pretty awesome. Rebel Wilson was hysterical. She had me laughing the whole movie. The two main tournament commentators, they had me laughing throughout the whole movie, although it was heavily awkward a few times. I felt the dialogue was slightly more refreshing than what I have seen in other movies like this before, like especially with like Step Up or even the Bring It On movies, which I have seen, and I felt like the dialogue in there it gets very boring and stale, and no one really cares. It's pretty much like build it, build it, build up, love story, and then it's like it's very stagnant. And then, but here I felt it was very different. Everything was refreshing. Everything was funny. Everybody on the main team had a different personality and a different dynamic, so they brought something different to the group. Everybody was different in some way, and I really do appreciate that. But oh no, I went into this expecting that I was gonna get bored out of my mind, and I was expecting a mindless chick movie, but I was completely surprised. I was enjoyed the music very much. Um, everyone was everyone was either funny, extremely talented, or they were just a mishmash of the two, or they were just like in there for plot device. So, with that being said, I've got to say this is definitely rent worthy. I can see myself possibly owning this DVD. I am probably going to plan on seeing the sequel when it gets lower in price. Um, as far as scaling it though, the scale system I'm not been too much of a fan with lately. That's something what I do when I'm like rating wrestling matches. Movies are different. It's more of a gut feeling. Where do you feel that? And to me, this definitely feels own worthy. I would definitely own this on DVD given the chance. Hell, if there was a special edition that had the soundtrack, I'd probably buy that too. It was that good. So if you like musicals, um, you're gonna love this movie. If you like cheesy humor movies about just people in the college life, then you'll probably like this. Granted, it's not as raunchy. Um, if you like cheesy movies that are just easygoing and fun, you're going to love this movie. If you're looking for a serious kind of movie and you're not really into um, music of any kind, you might not like this movie. You might. It's one of those things I feel like many people, if they go into it not thinking they're going to like it too much, they're going to be pleasantly surprised. And that is what I appreciate the most about this movie is that I was pleasantly surprised. So with that being said, if I had to put it on 1 through 5, this would probably be a solid 3 out of 5. And the only reason why I'm saying that is because there really wasn't a lot of there really wasn't a lot of extra meat to that. There wasn't really a lot of substance to the role. Anna herself, she was like one person on several notes. She was either normal, she was upset, or she was happy. There really wasn't anything in between. It was very textbook at times. We've seen these before. Friends, they break up and then they get back together, and we've seen these stories before. We've seen the movies before. I've seen ones that have been done better, but this was still fun. So this one I'm going to put as a solid, maybe a 3 or 3.2 out of 5, but I would still own this on DVD. Going with my gut on this one, guys. I'm telling you, if you haven't seen it and you're looking for something new, I highly suggest this one. Um, Other than that, if you're someone that enjoys more serious movies, you probably just want to stay far away from this one. So there's that. Pitch Perfect. I've heard the second one is hilarious. I can't wait to see it when it's cheaper. With that being said, guys, thank you so much for watching. Any suggestions on other movies? I am willing to jump into other genres of cinema. Obviously, of course, not going into adult because that's not something I'm particularly interested in or want to go into. If that's your deal, I believe there's someone on Channel Awesome that does it. Have fun with that. Um, let's keep it fun. Let's keep it fresh. What do you want to see? What do you want to see me basically just go into fresh? And that's basically the biggest challenge is what can I go into fresh with a new set of eyes and give an honest, unbiased view and judge of. And that's basically what this is. So, guys, thanks again for watching, and I will see you next time.